ส Why am I doing that? Okay, wait. Why am I doing that? I don't even know. Okay. Welcome to my stream, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. I actually just ate and just woke up too. I just ate and I just woke up. Hello. Hello. Okay. I finished eating. How are you today? It's a little like slow. I think it's because I'm using an audio thing. Yeah, but if I don't use that, the sound will be craggy and it's so annoying. It's even more annoying than it is normally. Good. It's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone. We're gonna continue this. Although, I have only one penalty left. And I don't know if I'll be able to make it, so... Wow. Of course, I hope you have a good day. A bit hungry now, that's good. Let's eat. I love breakfast. I just had only rice and fried egg, but it's really good. Okay, so we're gonna continue this without even knowing what should I be presenting. Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine toxic effects. Present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on 21st February. Access from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. I don't know, and this one is gone too. Where the heck did it gone to? Oh, 3/4 of an inch. Do you think? Well, we did find a soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes. There were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window, so we took this one. So, we have to examine this during... Oh my god, we have examined this like millions of times. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Okay.
Objection.
I did! I thought I presented that! Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by some of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Some the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? I item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap. It certainly looks not like a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Oh my god, I presented it. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? I presented it. Thanks to a kind member of public and gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how Altamount Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior Bob soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's a method of Mr. Shamspeare that's been using to steal the gas. That's a missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is so nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Altamount, in the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes? Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Okay, hello, welcome! Welcome! Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen? Of course, it's this. Got it! We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were littering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap. Ah, I get it! That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Shamspeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the winter is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamount gas. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bar of soap and some water? That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless. I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamount. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruto, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of some that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we have come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates this theory about how Mr. Shakespeare has been stealing gases. This one?
Take that!
I'm wrong! You intend to use this evidence to convince the court of Mr. Shakespeare's scheme, counsel? Yes. That was my plan, my lord. Mr. Naruto, your eyes are darting around like little fish. Little fish, otherwise known as small fry. And small fry, I find, are quickly polished off. Okay, fine. Thank you, counsel. That will do. I've seen enough. According to the powers vested in me by Her Majesty the Queen, I declare no further examination is necessary. I believe the court has been presented with more than enough evidence to pass judgment. As such, I shall be requesting the final decisions of the members of the jury. Are you all ready, Mr. Foreman? We're all ready, my lord. Okay. I'm done. I have to restart again. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will announce your findings to the court in turn, please.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Fine. Mr. Shoseki Natsume, in accordance with the findings of this court, I pronounce you... I'm sorry. I applaud the jurors for doing their civic duty and for finding a swift resolution to this matter. That is all. Court is adjourned. Okay, fine. Yes, please, retry. A trace of something. Let's see. A trace of something. Is that a trace? I don't think so. Water. Okay. I'm sorry.
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Dixon. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shakespeare. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain. Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of a hole made in the meter. Oh! If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he could have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamspear slumped over his table, apparently having consumed Strike 9. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right. It would appear to be then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but... Certainly not. He didn't beat about the bush here, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Zieks. Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Lord Van Zieks! I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hollow bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it! That's exactly it! Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does it make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, had confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspear is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Ah! Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? Order! Well, counsel? How does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo? What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zieks is saying? Raise an objection. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? But counsel, you have successfully explained everything. You have identified and substantiated this unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspear to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Zieks has highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have he would have the court believe not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. Ha ha ha! But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd! What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider us as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely... Ooh. Yeah, what's the poison in the tea? We have all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture is false.
Objection!
The victim testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it. A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Let's go! What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about... What? No? It's a ring, the tea ring, right? Mr. Natsume's tea, counsel? Well, I suspect it may, possibly, be related to the tea in some small way if we dig deep enough. Then you'll be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend. Oh. Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you'll find no sense in that absurd assertion. Wow! Should it be an envelope? Sometimes I wish I could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm. Then I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Do I have to examine again? No? It's stained on the inside. Tea does that, I'm afraid, even green tea. Oh, really? I've never noticed before. You have never noticed? Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it? Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese. About the nature of the defendant's tea. Small quantity? What is the nature? I wonder. In fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. Oh, it's he's using tea, right? The water. He used the tea. He used the tea to make the coin. Is it the same one? Ah! Oh no. It's not. I'm very bad at this. This one is hard.
Take that!
Okay. Okay, good gracious. The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion the coins of ice? Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on the ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that we originally stumbled upon the bar of soap. There was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thieves' coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes. But there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, do you mean? Exactly. Some very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red? No, you mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is a result. Never will I touch tea again. Never. Sorry, I choke on my own saliva. Ah, yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the east end are prone to freezing. So on the night in question, Mr. Shakespeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shakespeare's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove that what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine at all. Ah, you smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant injustice of passing the judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. Oh, okay. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Vanzeeks. None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Oh, it's tomorrow. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. So, we have to wait until tomorrow. To be continued. It was just like minutes away. Not minutes, I mean, I spent like half an hour for that. But still. February 1:11 p.m. Naruto's legal consultancy. Phew, we made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruto-san, it really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? I suppose I still can't quite believe it. That's all. Believe what? That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him, standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruto-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Okay, today's trial. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he's actually a barefaced gang of thieves as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea. Careful with your phrasing, Susato-san. He hadn't poisoned anything. He didn't poison anything, and there's more to this Mr. Shakespeare than we yet know, I'm sure of it. Mr. Shakespeare certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually. I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one is that? Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bard's, as Londoners call it. We know that place. Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Ah, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful with your phrasing, Naruto-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What's next? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, How on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shakespeare's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue with the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shakespeare's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already, but it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. Oh, whoa! What is it? Oh, Mimiti! Welcome! Thank you so much for coming and welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming. Thank you for redeeming as well. Thank you. How are you? How was your sleep? Did you sleep well? You woke up so early though. It's Saturday. You should have, slept in or whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Vimiti. I love you. Thank you. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law, be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it, believe me, I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, a city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose so. If you were to become a lawyer, then one day... Good morning! Oh yeah, I forgot you have a very weird hours of work. But yeah, I really hope you had fun. Well, you tried to have fun at work at least. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Have a good sleep. One day what? Oh, no. Never mind. Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he was so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right. But... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Yeah, you have a very weird hour of work, but it's okay. Everyone has different hours of work. For me, I stream at 8 a.m. every now and then. It's weird too for VTubers. Kazuma's true intentions. Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? I mean this. His katana? I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes, Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Zogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. Thank you! Good night! So his name compels his wielder to slice evil in two? Now that you need much compelling. Not that you need much compelling. On that subject, there's some very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Some do you have to do? Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you would let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I'd hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue. I see. Okay, I think we should move to Mr. Shamsby's room. 22nd February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer is representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. Soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With a tea in it? Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? None. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Oh. Ah, well. Gracie. Are you looking for new clues, Inspector? On Lord Van Seek's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got some for me, he says. Oh dear, poor you. Yeah, poor me, because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness. For warm ships, is all I can say. Well, at least he's honest. Okay. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. Welcome, welcome! London's winters can be very hard for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there. Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in the court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shakespeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. Ah, the ill-fated teacup from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night. During the heated literary debate, yes. Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? It sounds like it was quite a discussion. Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. That's fiction, Miss Usato. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's see. So it turns out that Mr. Shakespeare wasn't eating the soap at all. That's right, the mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of his mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set up some soap outside, can't you? That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Usato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruto. Yeah, we checked everything. I really hope we don't miss anything. I don't think we... What is this? Nope. I think we checked everything. A fork? A soap? Okay. Yeah, I think we did check. Okay. I think we check everything, so we're gonna go to hospital. February 22nd, Miss St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward. What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot. You were looking at my painting. The eye of man had not heard. The ear of man had not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison the mustached villain giveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you die from that poison. God of mercy, ample lady, but thou seest. I have vigor still. Behold my Shakespeare dance. This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? What the heck? Ah, lo! 'Tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shakespeare? Mary, I do believe I'm returned unto another ward. He was looking. That's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work. Eastern fellow, so dark you clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? non, excellent. Mr. Shakespeare might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Ah, Miss Green. Is everything all right? Yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Okay. Should I examine this? Should I? I should. Let's see. I think I've examined everything though. I'm just here to trigger the scene. Yeah, I think I've examined everything. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me. Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly. Really? Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged. Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Yep, we have to go see Mitsunatsume's. Mitsunatsume's Oseki. 22nd February, local prison. Cell 9. Oh, Mitsunatsume's back. So yes, Mitsunatsume, hello. I am a cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is or Haylock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo is trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has, completely. So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I am not a cat. It worked! He's back in the real world! What's going on what's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My cursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate! Mr. Natsume, no, this morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope. Yes, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings! Here, there, everywhere! What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must. Finally we can talk. This morning's trial. in my whole life have I ever been so moved as I was today. No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life. Welcome soon, Mr. Naruto Esquire. You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn sworn so certainty. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shakespeare then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Mr. Shakespeare? That rotten Shakespeare. What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room immersed in books. I don't recall anything at all. Right. Hello! Welcome! Hello everyone. There are 13 of you? Oh my god, why are everyone so early today? It's Saturday, folks. You should have been in bed. Or maybe you are, I don't know. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a major stipend? Of course I am. If I had money, I would have chosen to live in a cursed assistant in such a cursed lodgings. Oh yes, you said it. You said it's because the place is cursed that is so cheap, didn't you? Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of a capital offender who lived there still haunts the place. Oh no! And is trying to kill me! Oh, okay. สวัสดีค่ะขอบคุณพี่มาโกะสำหรับการแลกของรางวัลด้วยนะคะเดี๋ยวหนูจะต้องหาของรางวัลเพิ่มซะแล้วล่ะหนูรู้สึกว่าของรางวัลมันน่าจะเขาเรียกว่าอะไรอ่ะมันน่าจะน้อยเกินไปแล้วหนูอยากจะให้มีอย่างอื่นด้วย สวัสดีค่ะทำงานวันเสาร์อ๋อใช่หลายๆคนก็ทำงานวันเสาร์เนาะคุ้มค่ะก็ดีนะนี่ไงหนูก็มาทำงานวันเสาร์เป็นเพื่อนทุกคนหนูทำงานหนูรับเช้าเย็นเลยวันนี้ใช่การทำงานของหนูอาจจะไม่เหมือนคนอื่นแต่ว่ามันก็คืองานสุดท้ายงานก็คืองานอยู่ดี สุดยอดเลยขอบคุณนะคะที่อุตส่าห์มาแต่ละคนบอกว่าวันนี้อยู่กันเยอะเลย14คนเลยนะเพราะฉะนั้นก็ดีใจมากๆเลยที่ทุกคนมานะคะทำงานที่เรารักใช่ทำงานที่เรารักกันนะคะทำงานที่เรารักกันเถอะหนูก็รักงานนี้แล้วก็หยุมหัวมันไปด้วย แต่ก็นั่นแหละค่ะขอบคุณทุกคนที่เข้ามารับชมรับฟังนะคะหนูแบบว่าแฮปปี้แต่นะมีอะไรสักอย่างโอ้หนูจะเล่าให้ฟังเมื่อวานหนูทำภาษีแล้วหนูก็แบบอยากจะกรี๊ดเพราะว่าหนูต้องจ่ายเพิ่มแต่หนูไม่อยากจ่ายเลยหนูเกลียดมากเล่นนานจัดซีรีส์นี้โอ้ยอันนี้ถือว่าไม่นานแล้วนะ อันนี้ถือว่าอันนี้หนูเล่นจบไปหนึ่งเขาเรียกอะไร1ซีซั่นแล้วค่ะอันนี้ซีซั่น2คดีที่2แล้วเพราะฉะนั้นก็เหลืออีก2คดีมั้งหรือ3มาปกติคุณนายหนูก็เล่นยาวประมาณนี้นะเล่นแบบไปเรื่อยๆ คุณทนายตอนที่เล่นใน YouTube อะยาวกว่านี้เพราะว่าแต่ละพาร์ทคือเล่นแบบไม่กี่ชั่วโมงแต่อันนี้พอมาถึง Twitch ก็รู้สึกว่าเล่นยาวเท่าไหร่ก็ได้ก็เลย เล่นไปเลยถ้าเกิดวันไหนมีเวลาก็เล่นไปเลย 4-5 ชั่วโมงหนูชอบเกมยาวๆอย่างนี้แหละหนูเป็นคนที่ชอบเล่นเกมยาวๆมากเลยมีความสุขกับการเล่นเกมยาวๆโอเคนี่อ่านไปแล้วอะไรคือ capital offender อะ capital offender พวกคนกบฏเหรอพวกแบบว่า capital offender ขออ่านก่อนบางทีหนูก็ไม่รู้หรอกว่ามันแปลว่าอะไร capital offender คือใช่ก็คือคนที่ทำผิดนั่นแหละอาชญากรโอเคขอถามได้ไหมคุณนารุโฮโดว่าครั้งหน้าที่คุณมาเยี่ยมฉันเนี่ยโอ้โหช่วยเอาแบบสบู่ที่มันนิ่มมากๆมาให้หน่อยได้ไหมทำไมอ่ะเอาไปทำอะไรอ่ะนี่เราคุยเสร็จแล้วอ่ะเราไม่น่ามีอะไร examine แล้วเรา move ดีกว่าเราไปไหนอ่ะ Briar Road ไปหน้าข้างหน้าโอ้ยนั่นไงมีสบู่ด้วยมีสบู่วางไว้ด้วยโคตรละเอียดวันที่22 กุมภาพันธ์นะคะถนนไบรอัร์โอ้อันนี้มันก็ไม่มีอะไรเลยเนาะสำรวจหมดแล้วอ่ะแสดงว่าเรายังมีอะไรที่สำรวจไม่ครบเลยแล้วทุกครั้งที่เป็นอย่างนี้หนูก็จะแบบกรีดร้องเพราะว่าหนูไม่รู้ว่าหนูจะสำรวจอะไรไป move กันแกรี่เดบเหรอแกรี่เดบไม่น่ามีอะไรเราไหมนะวันที่22 กุมภาพันธ์บ้านของคุณและคุณนายแกรี่เดบคุณแกรี่เดบดูเหมือนว่าจะไม่อยู่บ้านนะก็งั้นแหละดูเหมือนว่าจะต้องกลับมาทีหลังแล้วนะโอเคงั้นเราก็ถ้าเขาไม่อยู่บ้านงั้นเราก็ต้องไปที่อื่นนะต้องไปหาชมสิป้าวะวันที่22 กุมภาพันธ์ห้องของโชมจ้ะโอ้รูโนกับซูซี่เย่กลับมาแล้วสวัสดีไอริสโอ้โหแบบแฮปปี้เหมือนเดิมเลยนะร่าเริงเหมือนเดิมโอเค the time is up thank you so much thank you I am you look as immaculately presented as ever Susie oh you flatter me well you couldn't have come at a better time I've just made a pot of tea I'll set some cups really thanks Iris but actually what is that foul smell aha the wanderers returned at last where on earth have the pair of you been we've been in court oh for Mr. Massage's case that was today was it I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Jones. I'm sure you think you did. Ha. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict at least. Really, I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lois Van Siegs an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There is not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruto. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. That's a scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Okay, let's converse. What are you up to, Lord Van Siegs? Lord Baroque Van Siegs, yes, is an interesting sobriquet. He has, isn't it, the Reaper of the Bailey. Once a legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by the highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Massage is fighting fit for the time being, at least. That's not overly reassuring. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion will surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Seek's own hand. As it happens, Miss Usato, that is quite impossible. Oh, why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. Really? Oh. And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruto. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are facing Mr. Reaper again. Poor Runo. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Huh? Foul smell. I'm gonna talk about this first. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Seek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed, it is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago the Baroque Van Seeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I haven't been able to tell you anything about the affair. Oh, but... The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Massage who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. I hate this. It's all cliffhangers. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Oh, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea. Oh my! There are more unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of draft flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? At the ready, Hurley. Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? It turned completely black. And what a foul odor is given off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you won't like to drink it, would you? There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mrs. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Sherlock Holmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. So, your tea test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really. We are dragging our heels here. I hadn't even heard of them until recently, which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Skin prints? What is it? A nomenclature of my own design as is this chemical agent and makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes! As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Well, I think we should go back to the scene, and if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes. We were thinking you would come with us. You were? Yeah, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We will eagerly wait your arrival. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye, Susie. Yep, he's here alright. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend to the scene? Oi! What are you doing there, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, once always under scrutiny, it seems. It's now the time, Mr. Sholmes. Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. Oh my god. What's all this? Oh! All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruto. Her Luxiome's sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample? From Mr. Shakespeare's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. There, now spray the chemical indicator about and all be revealed. Spray? How do I do that exactly? A little press X on the area you're interested in is all that's required. Like this. What is that stub? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator is in a pressurized gas is the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Look, there are dozens of handprints there. So there are a great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact. Brr, it sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against a wall while he admired his picture? Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all, and without wishing to state the obvious, you would generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Mr. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery then. Is it good? It should be good, right? I knew it. I knew it! I knew it! This blank looks weird! I knew it! Look at all this here. Yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this spot? Oh! Perhaps he had a bad fall just here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over though, is there? I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Jones. Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin prints indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. The handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. Ah! What is it, Mr. Sato? Look here, Mr. Naruto. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... you mean? It's a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Mr. Sato. So what do we have in here? Oi! What are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson, stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate that. No need, Inspector. You continue to take in your portion of ships whilst we dig around under the floor here. Your fancy talk's putting me off my foot anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. Okay, we found it though. Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could live for straw tatami hat. No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate at once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. Click! There you are, print for you. Oh, a photograph of the handprint on the wall has been entered into the court record. Ooh. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there. Allow me to ask question now. After all, we're well acquainted. I doubt it. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard. Alright then, fair's fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector. Thank you! Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind as fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Photographic print. So, this is a photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garridev, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garridev's sons, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah! Is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. The hidden photograph has been entered into the court record. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in East End. I imagine Mr. Garridev was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it for it. Newspaper clipping. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness, he had committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he'd knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost on road to hell, or some such was the headline. Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. The capital offender article has been entered into the court record. Okay, it's a newspaper article about Selden, a criminal sentenced to receive the death penalty. However, he died of illness in prison whilst his loot remained undiscovered. Wait, let's see. Okay. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shakespeare, give us a clue, man! You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruto. But anyway, at least we have found out what's inside the box. Yeah, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Is there not more to this box then? I wonder. You put it in the court record! Oh. Wagahai! This man looks like Mrs. Green. Yeah, Miss Green Picture. Yeah. I noticed that. Oh, look. It's that lovely little kitty cat. What was his name? It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wakahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in there. Clever cat. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wakahai. There's something delicious I brought for you from the cat's meat man. Aww. He could be happier now, look. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner too. Wagahai. That was a cheeky little meal, Wagahai. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. Between Hoku and Wakahai, who's cuter? I think Wakahai is cuter. There's no doubt that Wakahai is cuter. Okay, condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester's Strange Ways prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Interesting. Okay. Is he back? Nope, he's not back. Yeah, I knew it. Maybe we're not done with Sham-spearing. This is the part I hate. This is truly the part that I hate the most. When I'm so sure I got everything, now that I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. Let me have some water. Wow! Thank you for the follow! Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. I should have drank more water. I really should have. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I'm done with this one. I don't know, I want to go anywhere. General tip, pay attention to Susato in the move menu. Okay, thank you. I think I have to present something to him. Oh no. I thought I could like ask him what is it? Why are there so many handprints? Okay, I wasn't trying to give it to you actually. Okay. I'll present everything. Oh, this one. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Ah, so he knew, didn't he? Sorry? About this man, Selden. A convicted killer. And the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. Oh, what? He's already taken one young man's life and now he's trying to take the life of another miserable mustache mush malign What the maligned Japanese man? Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Capital offender, Selden. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garrideb's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh my. Your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty at a capital offense. But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. A man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So, that's a victim's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. The convict's curse. Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Garrideb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garrideb, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is! At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. And then you talked about having nightmares in you. The dead are trying to take me with them. They could come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice! I think it's because you don't have gas to use. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating and overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed that night. At night. The pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. Interesting. But that's terrible. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse. Whatever can be the curse of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrideb's rooms. Yep. 22nd February, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garrideb. Right, bally business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally, fate of my lodgings, hang in the balance and all that, not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunting lodgings or some such. Well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what blazes is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you, testifying with your wife about what happened? Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. Oh. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, hey? I'm going to talk to you, your lodgings. Some fishy fellow from Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the houses seem to have become somewhat of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that Bobby curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Am I next, eh? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can't you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shakespeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why? It sounds like the level of luxury. I'm not sure about that. Oh my god, I'm about to fall asleep. Well, there's no bath or toilet included and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up there. Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you have had your mishap already, sir. Ha ha! That's not helpful, Mrs. Shells. Heaven forgive me. The word just came to my lips. Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? There's no need for that, Mr. Garrett. That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He's undeniably peculiar, however. Is that right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked his estate agent to find someone, and he popped up the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was a room's background he was keen on so much as a cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shakespeare been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett? Well, if I may ask. Oh my god, I'm so sleepy for some reason. Well, it was that Selden scoundrel as it happens. Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shakespeare have some kind of connection then? Maybe they're friends. Probably. Shakespeare tenancy. That convict chap Selden passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shakespeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Oh my god, I have to clean my controller. It's so dirty. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floors, rooms vacant though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those girls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor or nothing. Very well, we have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road. Lo, chimps begin to celebrate. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in areas with the rent too. Yes, the fellow was a volley player, alright. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal lodging in me. What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. Present. Mr. Garridev, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who's with you there? No, not at all. It was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross. A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot, just for kicks, really. Hello! Welcome! Umamutsume pose? What is it? What is Umamutsume pose? Was he by any chance a lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in a room in the mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before the Japanese shop. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Yes, Duncan Ross, young chap, was attending our school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago after the criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamp to see what my lodgers are up to at the time. So sadly, it was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me was... Ah, yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all bodily collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house. But even after you had all the work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed. Well, that's a bally curse. The convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. Ah, that reminds me actually. Yes? About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes, where they put it now. Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. If you excuse me, let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Mrs. Sato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with "if you excuse me." I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly, he didn't address it though. So I've no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see, that's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Miss Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing, however. There's a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colorful darling. Olive green. Ah! Oh, olive green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a night plunge into her back outside his house 5 days ago. The victim of the case Soseki-san was in court for, regained unconscious only yesterday. Is it just a chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato. Ah ha 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 ha! Okay, so we have to go to Miss Green. The pose that shows you earlier before photo showing, the pose that looked like horse. Oh, okay. Oh, she's gone! 22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital, recovery ward. Oh no, her purse is still here. Her bag. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Ah! What is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. One moment! I'll be with you in a jiffy! Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, or I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Hospital discharge. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space, not people like me anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk. That's for sure. Then we have to present. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry the bottle of medicine fell down when she did. What? Miss Green, are you alright? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a personal letter to you. It was at an art school. That's where I met Duncan a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Garrett's. Yes, he told me he'd found the worst, but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Naruto! Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of... Wait, the rat just died. Drinking that medicine. Did you see that? Can you see that? The rat died. What? Mr. Sholmes! I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Some which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Usato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve the case after it's happened? Instead of preventing a case before it happens, that is what set a great detective apart. What do you mean? There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruto. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation. Alright? All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruto. I know you can. It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when it first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. The mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think? Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilled out on the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. Ah! I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Oh my god, I'm so sleepy. Don't worry, I'll attend to the mouse presently. Miss Green, were you intending to go to the same way as a rodent? To take your own life? Ah! 1 wit left. You would have put it to your lips again, would you? And taken the poison. No! Miss Green, please talk to us. 10 seconds later, we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Let me go grab some snacks. So I won't go sleeping on myself. Come on. Okay. I'm awake. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know. But how do you know it's toxic? But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no, oh, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I tell you, and you have no objection? No, none. The card. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital later. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. Who sent that to you? Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's a day. That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m.? When I was stuck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. Ah! Sorry, I'm like eating chocolate. I'm trying to break it. It's so hard. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. Wait. Okay. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green. Please promise us it won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has a bottle now anyway. Maybe you'll have the second bottle. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. I might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how all this had made me feel. Okay. Yeah, that's my feeling anyway. I can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes, will they have found strike 9 in it or not? Well, I fear that either way, it'll be hard to escape grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper. Oh, yeah. Oh! Yep. London, the world's most prosperous city, come to some 6 million people. Home to some, but away from razzle dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked up windows, they'll only lurk. So Seki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Shom said, tomorrow would be a new dawn, for all of us. Yes, I will not fail to continue. We still have time. February 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. He's a cat again. What the heck? Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning! Good morning, welcome student, Mr. Naruto Esquire! Listen to you two chatting way happily as if the main player of today's trial was in here. was just an example. Oh no, my last piece of chocolate. How can I stay alive after this? I knew it. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again. Uh-huh. Today, once again, we face a Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's face is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend anymore than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end, that's all. February 9:40 a.m. the Old Bailey courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Okay, very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done, you mark my words. I feel obliged to say I feel especially rootless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could just adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you like. Thieves deserve to die if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all. Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, what can you tell us? Prosecution report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's scheme. So he does have the results. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dock. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine. In fact, I'll defer to a good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on top of it. Yes, that's a tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night. Well, the brains at the yard analysis, and yes, you're right, it was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it. No poison at all. In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation! As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is blameless. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true no poison was found in a few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But, what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames that conclude in the water in the ocean isn't... and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. Exactly! Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was a precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shakespeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Oh, whatever. You can drink bitter tea. Come on, you are British. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request. Mr. Shakespeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. Bailiff, show Mr. Shakespeare to the stand. I hate his face so much. Mr. William Shakespeare, the victim of his despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence. Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe. By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a room full of the sweet fool given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten, kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, did you? You should have owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say, arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting in my jail. Oh, indeed, by dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further my own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I'm sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths, and for a cover such as I, death will be well deserved. But wouldn't that a still greater crime pass it unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of further east than Verona did contrive to poison.
Objection!
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shakespeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. Very well, let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body though none was found in the tea. Oh my god. The tea inconsistency. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of bucks. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience. Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance. But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of the vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Ugh, I knew that. By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash a deep stain of guilt from the accused's hands. Ah! Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shakespeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore would I lie, verily, I have no cause, I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare. Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Oh, it's here again. The Japanese man had come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. I understand that you are already acquainted with Mr. Natsume, is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can now. I can know that thy destiny mingles with mine. You lost me at the first thee. Sounds, thou must learn the English tongue afore thou turns thy hand to lawyering. I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture. Verily and in truth, 'twas a fine flavored brew, though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as a thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth. Listen to Mr. Shakespeare. He seems in even better form than he was yesterday. Either that, or I'm in worse form. That fated evening after I did dine, at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good report, not did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea? To have witnessed the act and then drank the tea, thou dost describe the actions of a fool. Quite so, quite so. But no one likes going thirsty, do they? Sooner would they die quenched and parched, would have the choice. Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it? Were it not for the tea, in sooth, I would sooner have died frozen than quenched or parched. Right. No ice coins means no heating. The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shakespeare, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with him. With the greatest of pleasure, my liege. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. But the teacup Mr. Natsume drank from was found completely empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim: drink tea while it's hot. I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilled as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly 'twas after I had made the coins of ice from his tea. An upset cup was found on the table that the victim was slumped over. There is no contradiction here. It's true, there was no tea left in either cup that we found at the scene. But still, something about this statement is troubling me. Yes, of course, I know what it is. It's Mr. Nasume's wise drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it? No, I'm not sure that's it. Thank you, witness. Now reiterate for the court that it is what it is that occupied you after your guests left and before you drank your tea. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice.
Hold it!
Yes, so that you could cheat the gas company, in fact, isn't that right? To cheat or to die, 'tis life's only choice. Yes. Faith, to cheat be the wise choice, and mine occupation be not an ugly one. Pretty, dost thou not see beauty in the simplicity of the ruse? No, I don't. And be very sure, sir. Once his trial is over, Altamont Gas will take it to task over this legal task. I shall not run, I shall not hide. Sooth to say, I have nowhere to run nor to hide. But my lady, what was thou with this pitiful player? Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do with you, starting with a shoddy shirt on your back. This time for Shakespeare dance! Oh my god, what a harsh world we live in. The thieving of the gas was addressed in yesterday's proceedings. The prosecution calls on the defense not to muddy the waters with irrelevancy. Consider that a warning, counsel. Yes, my lord. Why am I the one in trouble here? Mr. Shakespeare, after the accused returned to his own lodgings, used his tea to make your coins. Is that correct? To cheat or to die? I did make my choice many moons ago. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the modes of soap.
Hold it!
If having first made your special coins, it was after 2 in the morning when you collapsed, that would mean you can't have drunk any tea yourself until around that time. Once ensnared by literary debate, naught else be found in the furrows of the mind. The debate about Romeo and Juliet, you mean, and who was the stronger of the two. Rightly did I pay no heed to the tea as I wrestled with the abominable fellow. I don't remember debates like that when I was studying. Are you suggesting that neither of you actually drank the tea whilst it was hot that evening? My lord, wouldst thou be privy to some Shakespearean wisdom? Husband, wife, and tea ought I to be. Ah, yes, so very true. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to tea. I think you might have interpreted that wrongly. So it's been proven that there was no poison in Soseki-san's tea. That should be hugely in our favor. But the atmosphere in this courtroom today... It feels as though everybody is against us, Mr. Naruto. It must be the Reaper's poison. I'm afraid that if we don't find a significant flaw in his testimony somewhere, the jury will pounce and find Mr. Natsume guilty. It really feels like we've jumped into the fire here. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, when he departed by and by, I did use a tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus, it's no surprise a poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the moans of smell. Okay, let me... But there's no tea ring though. Okay, I don't know I'm gonna present this. I'm right! You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question, and that you used the tea that was left in his cup to make your fake coins. But that's not possible. How? Shop logic? What is this, you dog-clad fiend? The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and one other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that represents incontrovertible proof. Incontrovertible? What difference? Look at the inside of the cups, just here. There's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough. Indeed, such things occur all too readily when one leaves the tea in the cup for a while. And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. Good lord, you're right. It's completely clean. And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted, "Drink tea while it's hot." That's right, yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self at night and drank his tea in no time. Oh! If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well. After several hours, the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shakespeare, you clearly lied to the court. Get thee to the nunnery!
Objection!
As a rule, I fill my hollow chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. You might want to keep that information to yourself. Yet, on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle was dry. Your drinking habits are fascinating but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. to William Shakespeare. Yes, my liege. Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused cup. Could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Eh? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes at night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, it was empty, and thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot as my liege's objection. And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before? Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. I hate it. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that the spoiled cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this boy. The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts. Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words... Hello, welcome! I'm sorry I didn't pay attention to chat. The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. No! What does this mean then? I do declare it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony. Apart from the bit about thieving gas, obviously. My lords, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips, but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back he stooped as low as death. And on what did you dine, sir? Hello, welcome! Yeah, his... How do you call it? His baton? Would I call it a baton? I'm not even sure. Yeah, but I don't think it can be bended. It can be bent. It's just him doing the what impossible possible, you know. And on what did you dine, sir? Why, I did partake my favorites, a broth that would be called soup and a leaf as would be called salad. As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served. But you gods will give us some foe to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas, but I pray your wise and noble fellows ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shakespeare doth entreat you, punish a Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord! If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Foreman. I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer. By me? I do declare you may be right. We all know the wave there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm. But this lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poisoning. He's been leading us up to the garden path. That's what he's been doing. I really never said anything like that. But we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes again. We have reached a decision this time and we won't be swayed from it. The court acknowledges the position of a jury foreman and will duly hear the jury's findings. What? No! You can't yet! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh, come on.
Guilty.
Guilty.
I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord. Oh, happy day. How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination. Very well, the court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept obvious truth. This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime of which he is charged. I'm sorry. The juror's contention. I'm a man of logic, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. The stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. Nothing else past the victim's lips at night. There is no other explanation, is there? I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. But never mind. No, you really should mind. The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shamspeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that. Then how are we supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspeare was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly. But that's surely almost impossible at this stage. If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty. No delays, counsel. Proceed with summation examination. The defense's rebuttal. I'm the man of logic, okay?
Hold it!
All the evidence you say. That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with a big mustache. Says the English man with a bigger mustache. Which means we need to know the man some... We need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. If only we had that kind of evidence. Don't worry, this summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light. Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock.
Hold it!
This isn't a time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, ma'am. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and air is free. Why should ultimate gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't a time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here. Yes, ma'am. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price of our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man! That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poison tea and stealing gas, utterly unforgivable! No, Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas. The stuff explodes and it can poison you with absolutely legal gases.
Hold it!
Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'll take poison over gas anytime. You take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, liar man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. You're right. I hadn't considered that at all. Young lawyer man. Yes? You have a good hand on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out attack underway here in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now. All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosion and poisoning. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison. Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable. My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamalt is an exemplary gas company. But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that. They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas to their own... What? Own rotten pipes. Wait. I didn't even touch the button. Oh well. Then they make a contract with the household supplies by those pipes and take money for precious gas that's rightfully ours, without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to his trick.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard here. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see. Go on. An Ultimo gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did? I'm afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets here. Oh, please, everybody knows, but it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean? I will explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Ah, I see. In other words, if upon blowing to the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes. Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, a particular worker who came into my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean... That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with soap. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster. The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps... Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we have been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like, I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that, like I said, madam, is widely known already. Very well, juror number 3, you amend your statement accordingly. Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of this is. Blow too hard into a gas pipe and you extinguish everything in the house, and then you are in real trouble. When you say extinguish everything in the house, do you mean even on different floors? Oh yes, floors are connected to the same pipe after all. That's true of every building, because gas supply contracts are issued for whole properties. Well, I had no idea that it was possible to extinguish gas appliances simply by blowing down the pipe. It's not something we'd like to publicize, to be honest. But we have to carry out these investigations, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Oh. Indeed, it has been mentioned on more than one occasion in the papers even. Wait a minute. Sorry, I haven't been checking the chat. And my chat is very slow for some reason. About the tea, I think that his wife's skill issue. Oh my god. Oh, welcome everyone, welcome. There's so many of you today. Yeah, my phone accidentally something hit on my phone, and then a video was played, so yeah. What is it? Oh, you mean the vibration, the controller vibration, right? Okay, I will put it. I'm too lazy to hold it, so I put it on the table. Maybe that's why it got in. Okay. Is that so? It's been mentioned to me too very recently. An incident involving the gas stove going out inexplicably, almost leading to someone's death. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps, yes, it's finally starting to fall into place. The secret link that joins all of these strange occurrences. Wait, did I press this? I think so. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out... Okay, I think... My point is, but the gas thieves aren't even a worse matter. We have far more devious okay. Other gas company. Indeed, nobody, But there are the scrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. Okay, they steal your gas. Secretly disconnect their own rotten pipes, okay? Then they make a contract with a household supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours, even without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visit customers' house to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to his tricks. I had no idea. It's almost unbelievable. It might seem unbelievable to you, but it's happening all the time, right here in the capital. It's very difficult selling something you can't see, you know, very difficult indeed. Thank you, that will do. Clearly, this is a very involved subject, but I feel we have digressed rather too much already. I concur. Though if my learned friend wishes to become an expert in gas, I believe the subject will suit him well. To your new career in nothingness. Thank you so much. You turn your attention to the next juror's assertion, please, counsel. Okay. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. Yeah, it's your wife's skill issue. You mean it's poison? That's right. It's happened a tidy few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wedges I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face and she slips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god-awful, I believe you. Believe you me, salty as hell. It's salt then. Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt. No! So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, please. If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation. Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning? Sorry? What's that now? Oh, I was just saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here, compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all. It would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. Yeah, I think the same. I suppose the trouble is, he has selective hearing? Exactly. But still, this juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. Ugh, this is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people. I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shakespeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way and not via Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it happened. Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh, like what? It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to someone else says. If you'd like me to remind you exactly what I mean, I'd be more than happy to, of course. Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer. So perhaps I ought to let Susato-san remind me then again. Yeah, no need. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' mind as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask Mr. Naruhodo. Okay? I want to press again. Okay. I'll press everyone again just so to make sure that I pursued everyone already. Gas is far too expensive. Okay. Yeah, I think it's this one. I don't know, I'll try. Woo! Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements you refer, counsel? Juror number 6, did you hear what juror number 3 just said? Eh? What? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about some more other. There is another explanation here, I believe. Some besides Mr. Nasumi's T did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question. What? What explanation? I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To see if there were any traces of poison there. I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. But the mouth of a gas pipe? Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. What a piece of work is a man. What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspeare? What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir. I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strike 9 could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came into your body. Good lord! Are they tasty than gas pipes? Is that what he's saying? Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him. Shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
This is no summation examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nepalese friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say. It's true, I have no proof that Mr. Shamspeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspeare has been doing something in front of that lamp on his wall. And I have evidence to prove it. Alright, you've got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself. So would I. Let's see this evidence then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make this opportunity count. This is a proof that, time and time again, Mr. Shamspeare sued in front of his gas lamp.
Take that!
What the? These are... wait, what are they called? Yes! Skin prints! That were found at the scene. Skin prints, Counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however. My lord, this is an exciting news for forensic technique developed by the great detective Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspeare touched in his room. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure. I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect, on a table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspeare also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in this room. For example, here. Around the hanging picture there, indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible. Well, I wonder. Could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah! I don't believe it! The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Right! What have you been up to, you nut? I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? said that blowing to the gas pipe would make the lights in their entire building flicker. And now you recall juror number 3's statement. What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, if Mr. Shakespeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in this room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will. Crikey! Are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to... Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination, I must choose my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law. What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zeeks? This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case. But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective. It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur slot with too much time on his hands. Ah! Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence. But... Please, my lord, if I may, Miss Susato, it was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's invention of the scene, as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind this mysterious handprint that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree. You're right! Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not is down to us to decide. Juror number 3. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow had to say about that shady handprints. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy. Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise. No, wait! You heard his lordship is on fair dunk of evidence. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. It's just one more juror changes his or her mind. Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue. Thank you, Mr. Sato, but I couldn't have done it without you. Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success. Why, Mr. Shakespeare? You seem to be losing your composure. Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it! Very well, continue, counsel. I'm a man. Oh my god, there's more. Okay, we're the one who decided evidence. I don't believe in breaking promises. We can't come to a decision while so much happening. Shows up for me is a little sketchy at times. There are 3 left, but I don't know which one to pick. Logically be guilty. Cost a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. I don't know who to press. I don't think I don't think it has anything to do with the other two. Can I still pit them? No, I can't. Okay. I'm gonna pit them with this one then.
Objection!
Oh no! As a foreman of a jury, I must object. What? Being a leader is my duty to stand up for our jurors here present, and stand up for them I will. I concur with the foreman. Counsel, I warn you. I shan't abide... Oh my god, really? I don't know, I don't think the T... Oh! Okay. Maybe it is him and the T person.
Objection!
No? Oh my god. I don't know really. So it's that one. This one? Why?
Objection!
What? What is happening? Or do I have to press them again?
Hold it!
I think I pit them all together? What? A little sketchy at times. Did I put him? Yeah, I did. These two as well. There's only two left. What do you mean? I'm so confused. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. I'm a man of logic, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
Hold it!
All the evidence you say, that's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with big mustache. Say the English man with a bigger mustache. But the defense just demonstrated another possible... Oh, okay, I have to press him again. Another possible explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that? What? Your so-called skin prints? It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself. The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shakespeare had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there is a possibility that's where the poison was. Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides... Yes? Even if the fellow has been up to some mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before, it doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it? Oh. If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance. You do make a very valid point, sir. What? That's true. Perhaps it was a little hasty. Oh, no, wait! Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is. Just leave your nationality out of this, please. Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back. What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Champspear really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question? I have supporting testimony. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is witness testimony that substantiates it. What's that? Testimony? That is incredible! Whose testimony? Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garidep residence at night, namely, Mr. Garidep, please help me! Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince you? No? I don't think it was listening. What? No? Not him? What do you mean? A witness who spoke about the gas on the night in question. Yes, that was someone. That's what I thought too, but obviously chose the wrong person. What? What do you mean?
Hold it!
What do you mean? Or is it the meter man? Is it the meter man? I thought it was Garidep because he talked about the gas, the light, the lamp flickering and stuff.
Take that!
What? No? That's the second time today! Oh my god, I've seen enough. Yeah, whatever. What the heck? Wait, what the heck? What is it? I think I have to press him.
Hold it!
It's so long. I can't prove it. No, I can't present. No, there's no evidence. But I have supporting testimony, I think. There is witness testimony that substantiates it. Yes, it's all connected. Everything's linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garidep residence that night. Whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garidep residence? Who did? A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garidep residence that night. It's not Mr. Garrett, and it's not Mr. Meterman, and it's not... Soseki Natsume? Yeah, obviously I'm talking about the defendant. Mr. Soseki Natsume himself. The defendant? At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following. My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings! Even on that fateful night it happened when I returned from Mr. Shamsphere's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out. And somebody tried to kill me! On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Good golly. So that Shamsphere fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose? Now, hold your horses there. What would he do that for? Mr. Foreman! What is it, man? We cannot allow judgment to be passed while this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet, however. You must surely agree. There is more to this case than meets the eye. Ah! Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost. That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We have overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. As the defense has rightfully indicated, the summation examination has concluded with a majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now call guilty, 4 now call not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shamsphere, my lord, how can thy humble Shamsphere serve thee? What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination? So God meant me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either the lamb or the pipe. But your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh? I'm done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5. Who, me? As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from a professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. Ugh. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that. But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the gas pipe feeding that lamp in Mr. Shamsphere's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there...
Objection!
What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's mind. You recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required. Yes. Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. Ugh! I didn't think of that. In any case, counsel, I fail to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you described. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into gas pipe work where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder. Order, order, counsel! Precisely, whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we have unraveled the mystery this far. Mr. Shamsphere wanted to end the life of Natsume Soseki. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live round those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garrideb, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. Yeah, Natsume-san. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger, whose life Mr. Shamspear was trying to end. Outrageous. I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. Good gracious.
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved? Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is an aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancy for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison in the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how could he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamspear's murderous designs? You mean to suggest? Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Ah! Whatever Mr. William Shamspear may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless a victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. Hello, welcome! Welcome! Let me shout you out. Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome, Skelly Wabbit! Welcome, Labbit! My name is Hoku. I am a Thai VTuber. Ow! Thank you for the follow! I am a Thai VTuber. I stream in English here on Twitch twice a week. But I'm mainly on YouTube, so yeah, if you come and see me here, please feel free to talk to me in English or in Thai if you would love to. Thank you so much for visiting. Please feel free to come and go as you please. Thank you so much. Ow! Thank you for the follow. Hi, I'm also playing this game, but I realize you're ahead of me. Yes, I am at season 2. Hi, also, that's cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow as well. Thank you and welcome everybody. Welcome. The defense counsel's theorizing that has failed to reverse suspicion from the accused far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established. That suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Oh, I hate this. No, please don't change your verdict. Oh my god, you guys are too easily swayed. How did he manage to turn that around on me rapidly? Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage. What advantage? Well, Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shakespeare's room. So we must name that person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt. I will have to go to avoid spoilers. Have fun. Yeah. I'm sure you have to go. Thank you so much for the raid, though. Thank you. Have fun. Whatever you'll be doing for the rest of the day. Thank you. You mean name the true culprit? I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all. Who the heck? As it happens, what possible culprit does come to mind? The evidence, the poison. It's all pointing to a particular person now. Who? Tell me too, I want to know! The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you made the correct choice this time. Mr. Foreman? What? Oh, don't you worry. We know exactly what... Oh no. I don't know the answer. What the heck? There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime. The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Japanese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already, I see no reason to cut it short before its disappearing climax. Thank you. Tell us, my Japanese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? I don't know! The gas person? I don't know, maybe he himself doing it. I don't know. Strike 9. I mean, he knows about the blowing into gas pipe, right? I don't know him.
Take that!
You claim this person is a true culprit? Yeah, I knew it. Oh shit. That is so long. Sorry. I didn't know it was that long. Okay. Sorry. Oh, listen and sleep as well. Glad to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you have fun sleeping. I mean, I don't know if you can actually have fun sleeping, but you... well... I mean, you know what I mean. Natsune Soseki. Oh my god. There's one who have motive. Yes, I know what you mean. Thank you. There's one who have motive. Who the heck has motive? Ah. Who has motive?
Objection!
The gas girl? But she hasn't been in that room, right?
Take that!
Okay. Let me see. This is so impossible. I don't know. Who has a motive? The Altamount lady? I don't think so. Because she didn't even enter. She hasn't entered that lodging. Who has a motive?
Objection.
Garadeb? I don't know. And I only have one chance. Okay, let's see. Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? Don't tell me. No. She's not. No, not this. Shouldn't it be? The love of Miss Green's life, who sadly passed away a month ago as a result of gas poisoning. Miss Green? Really? Because apparently she just regained consciousness. I don't know. But, well, it was 3 months ago, right? I don't remember. When did he die again? It was 3 months ago. I think this one was a month ago. He died a month ago, but this guy has been here for 3 months. I will.
Take that!
The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shakespeare is, I believe, Miss Olive Green. Really? Miss Olive Green, Miss Olive Green. I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past council, but I don't recall where. Miss Olive Green? The woman from 6 days ago. Really? I mean, she sure has a motive, but the victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Nasume was arrested, I hasten to add. Oh, of course, yes! Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago. And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shakespeare's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in the hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. True. On the night that the incident occurred, Miss Green was in hospital unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison. Good gracious, she had poison? And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court. Tell me, Mr. Shakespeare. My lord, pray, what be thy bidding? Are you acquainted with Miss Green? Eh? No, never heard of her. Judging by the look on Mr. Shakespeare's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her, at least not by name. As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will keep my learned Nipponese friends far through to his conclusion. I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord. in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient. Very well, I grant the request. Excellent, I hope. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say, but at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned. Okay. I think I'll be stopping the stream for now because I have... Oh! And it's to be continued! That's perfect. Okay, perfect timing. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I'm so sorry. I died several times this time because I'm too poo-poo. My brain is so poo-poo today. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. And thank you for the raid as well. Thank you, thank you. I really hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back to it next week. So please, please, please be sure you stay tuned, okay? Because I really want to know what the outcome of this trial would be. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's see. Who should I be rating today? Woo! Who is streaming? Who is streaming? I wonder who else is streaming. Well, not a lot of people I know. Ooh! Toma-chan is streaming. But I wonder if I should go to someone else too. A lot of people are playing Resident Evil Requiem. Okay then. I'll raid Great Attorney. Okay, somebody is playing the Great Ace Attorney as well. Episode 3. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I love you. Bye-bye. Woohoo! Kinari-Hoku! Over and out. Mwah!